Warm weather means one thing, it is almost boating season. Now, thanks to Hobby King, we have the brand new Aquaholic version 3. I wasn't fortunate enough to have version 2, but I did check it out, and let me tell you, version 3 is way nicer. Look at the color. When I hear speedboat, this is the type of color I want to see. Now, from what I understand, the motor in the version 3 is pushed further back for better weight distribution. We also have an offset rudder, and I don't know if you could see that clear thing up top, little funny looking, but that's just in case this flips over in the water. We'll still be able to get this thing back to shore. Now, let me go over the specs of this and we'll get it in the water. Now, for the cost, you are getting a lot of boat. It is 28.7 inches in length, and the beam is just over 7 inches wide. It does come with that stand right out of the box, which is great because with how beautiful this thing is, you will want to show it off when you're not using it. Now, setting this thing up is going to take minimal effort because it does come just about ready to go, and the packaging is absolutely flawless. The only thing you're going to have to do is add your propeller, and you're also going to have to add that water rudder. Now, the water rudder is knife edge style, which is great because it's going to reduce drag, giving us more top speed. The latching system is simple yet very effective. When it's locked in place, it is extremely snug, and especially since we have that rubber seal all the way around, we're going to have a nice tight water seal, so we don't have to worry about everything inside getting wet. Now, what I just touched right there is actually the receiver, and it comes in a water balloon. In my opinion, they probably could have used a nice enclosure to make that watertight, but as long as it works, that's the main thing. Moving on to the cooling system, where you see my finger right there is the water inlet. So as the boat drives, water is going to get sucked up through that. It's going to come around through our ESC. Now it's going to come out of the other side of the ESC, loop around, and it's going to come through the heatsink on the motor. Now that is vital for cooling the whole power system, and then it's going to get pushed out the side of the boat right here. As I said earlier in the video, the motor in the version 3 is pushed a little further back, and it's a nice size. It's a 2815 sized Outrunner style motor, and it's being powered by that 60 amp ESC. Now, powering our ESC is going to be two 2S batteries in series, giving us 4S of power. Now, this recommends 4,000 milliamp packs, and that is what I am running. All in, I think Hobby King did a good job getting everything to fit nice and tight in here. I think the weight distribution feels just about perfect. We have a 37 gram servo, which is going to give us plenty of control at low and high speeds. It has more throw than that. I'm just using my hand to show you. And moving on to the remote it comes with, it is a standard style remote, but it is very comfortable to hold, and the wheel is made out of a nice rubber material, which is going to give us plenty of grip even if our hand gets wet. Now, because it's a boat and we will be using it by water, it does have a covered control surface. When you open it up, you have the basic stuff: steering trim, throttle trim, and your steering dual rate, which if you're planning on using this only at high speeds, you're probably going to want to turn that down because boats at high speed do get a bit touchy on turning. Now, when I close it, I do want you to hear just how solid that seal is. And we're just about ready to get this in the water. Always turn that remote on first. Now, you got to remember, unlike airplanes, boats don't have throttle cut. So you always want to be careful not to go near that propeller. Always turn the remote on first. Now, as I said, we are running 4S twin 2S packs. Now, I have these Wolf packs in, which were kind of expensive, and I got them from my local hobby store, Bayshore Hobbies. Thankfully, he gave me a nice discount like he always does. But if you guys are going to run packs for this budget-friendly race boat, you're going to get the Turnigy 2S 4,000 milliamp packs. They're only $15 each, so $30 in batteries. I think this boat's coming right around $200 to $250. I don't know the exact price yet. But with the batteries, that means you're going to have a speedboat ready to go for under $300. That's a steal. So let's get this all set up. Batteries are in. That is locked. We're going to make sure everything's moving the right way. All right. I'm going to go nice and easy. It's got good slow handling. Just feel it out. All right. Before I do anything, I need to adjust my steering trim slightly. So we're going to go a little left, I need. There we go. Now, I'm not going to bring it up on plane yet. I just kind of want to feel it out in the water. So you can see, it's a slow steering is very good. Steers a little better right than left. That's normal because that rudder's offset to the right, so you're going to get a little better right steering. Let's bring it up on plane. Oh, yeah. Guys, I'm like 30% throttle right now. Oh, she looks good. She steers good. Let's go full throttle. Whoa, buddy. I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to go 0 to full. Oh, she almost wants to jump. Coming past. Full speed. She handles good. She handles real good. I'm speechless at this second. Give me a minute to get my thoughts together. Oh! I want to flip it. You know what? Let me not flip it on purpose. Come on, I don't want to go swimming.
You could just go back and then...
It's not letting me. Let me see something. Huh. How are we gonna get this?
We need a little French oui oui.
Get myself.
Oh, you're free, you're free. You're free, go. Wow, what a freaking rookie. Got himself, now you're even more stuck.
I'm about to just quit my career. Done.
Dramatic. Look at this cowboy. Close. You're just gonna go.
Again, worried about snapping turtles.
Jay, just you were already there. Just grab it. You're falling in. You're going in. Going in. Oh my god. Run! You would live to see another day. Nope. Don't rooster. Oh, you got me wet. Thanks. Are you being for real? This side's shallower.
On a bright note, it's super dry. Let's see what our volts are.
You not so much dry.
Boat's dry. 3.9. Yeah. Well, I guess it wouldn't be me if a Hobby King review didn't go as planned. I had a lot of fun out there. It was a little sketchy. I don't even know if snapping turtles live in those waters. I'm just a little paranoid with water that I can't see in. So to be honest, I live on Long Island in New York and we are surrounded by salt water. Now I do run these in salt water, but for the first ever review, I kind of wanted to just get a feel for it, see how dry it stayed inside before I sent this thing in salt water. And it did stay very dry. So my next video is actually going to be me bashing this thing in the ocean, jumping some waves. And then I'm going to show you the maintenance that goes into just kind of keeping one of these clean and functioning after abusing it in that salt water, which takes a little bit of work, but it's definitely worth it, especially if you live around the ocean like me. For the price of this thing at $200, I think it is an incredible deal. I actually think they probably could have priced this around $250 or maybe even a little more. So shout out to Hobby King for not taking advantage of the consumer, giving you this at a fair price. Being the business side of things, I would have personally added the batteries to the box and charged $250 because the batteries are only about $15 each. So that brings the total price to run this vehicle to $230, which is still a steal. So as always, if you're interested in this, the link will be down below. I didn't get to try this water rudder out. So the way I know that it functions after talking to Hobby King is when the boat is upside down, this propeller is not actually in the water. It's going to work as a airplane propeller and create thrust to essentially just push you to shore. So, I mean, if you're super far out, it's probably going to take forever to get back, and you have to be careful because water won't be getting into the inlet. So you don't want to overheat your electronics. But if you flip over, you know, fairly close and you go nice easy on the throttle to create some thrust, you'll be able to steer this thing back in instead of going swimming. or if you get it stuck on some sticks like I did, you're going to go swimming. All in, man, I think it is great value. It's a real fun boat. I wish that they had reverse on it. That's the only flaw that I see with this boat. You know, it would be nice to have reverse. I think if it had reverse, I probably would have been able to get out of the area that I was in. But a majority of you guys driving these things aren't going to run into the issue of trees being in the water that you're using them. So, I mean, that's the boat right there. Stay tuned for review part 2, which is going to be in the saltwater, bashing this thing, jumping some waves, and having a blast with it. And as always, appreciate you guys watching. Until next time.